Hey everyone, Van here from Getting Jeezy with Van. Jeezy, say what up, Jeezy.
What up?
Super Wildcard Weekend is in the books. It's done,
What's so super about it?
dude. I gotta because there's 6 games instead of 4. I gotta say, I actually it was pretty good. Now, I didn't get anything else done this weekend because there was literally football from 1 Eastern until 10:30 p.m.
I tried to make a plan to hang out with a friend outside, like, COVID
in
responsible.
in
We
real
had
world.
in the real world, I had to plan it for 11 a.m. I was like, would you be willing to do that at 11 a.m.?
This shit was. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I, I watched most of the games.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the yeah. I didn't pick them right. You got all of them right, every single one.
I gotta say, in my opinion, the better team won every time. And that's how I tried to pick this. I just
I
really
really
thought
so going looking back, the one that got okay. So let me just run through the scores. Bills 27, Colts 24.
that would I still swear the Colts they would have gotten to the AFC Championship
They should have won.
had
The
they
coaching was so poor.
I just
So many bad decisions.
I just feel like the Colts were they were a
Out coached 100%.
I just feel like they were a team that like are just too good but they do weird things and lose games they should win. And it
They
happened when they lost to the Steelers earlier this year.
they absolutely should have beat the Bills. Like they
Anyway,
they they were winning. They should have won that game. That was just poor coaching. Rams 30, Seahawks 20. Where
that was
I saw a pretty good one that someone made a meme of, like, let Russell cook, and it was like Russell cooking, and it was that meme of that guy who's got the hot oil on the fryer, and he takes the fries and like throws them in, puts the lid on it right away, and then it just boils over. And he kind of started to like move the pot around.
it was I
It
mean
was bad. I
the
mean,
Rams were stifling.
mm-hmm.
They were stifling. And Jared Goff
20 points isn't stifling, but
what?
20 points isn't stifling.
I mean, in this day and age, 20 points is not a lot of points.
That's not true.
What?
It's an average amount of points.
I don't
Look at this. I see across the scores. I see 20. I see 21 a game. I see 21 points won a game. I saw 23 points lost a game. But it's not. It's average. Average.
this
Now the biggest
this
outcome, the biggest takeaway from that game was the Rams are beat up.
they are beat up.
Right, Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff
He goes out
had
there and he plays with like 3 pins in his thumb that he had repaired 12 days ago, 13 days ago now.
let me just ask you this. There are 32 teams in the NFL. I just looked up the average number of points every team scored this season. What do you the two teams in the middle
I know
are
that I
Miami and Atlanta.
no, we're not talking the
15 and
median.
16.
We're not talking the median.
Okay, what are we talking?
The mean.
I mean, I can't calculate a mean easily,
I know that
but
this was the there was a record-setting number of points scored this year. I
I
know that.
mean, yeah, that sounds right.
I the median, I would have to guess, average per game is 17. Median 18, 23, 27.
It's 20 Miami 25.2, Atlanta 24.8. Those are the
Well, I said
15th and
27. You
16th.
kept pointing up.
No, you said 24. I mean, maybe there's a little delay on Zoom. 24 was the last time I pointed up.
Okay. Anyways, takeaway: Rams are banged up. Aaron Donald got hurt a little bit. I think it was a rib injury. Their quarterback, who was the guy that started the game? Their backup that started the game. He got like his neck jammed and got taken
Oh,
via ambulance. Apparently, he's okay. They thought it was a stinger, basically.
yeah.
Somebody else from them got beat up.
Well, Aaron Donald got like his ribs smushed on
That's what
that.
I said. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But Seahawks did not look good.
No, they really didn't.
Uh, Buccaneers 31, Washington football team 23. I was so pulling for football team.
I thought the football team they actually really looked good. They kept it a game all the way through.
I will tell you that Heineke kid, he played his heart out.
That dude,
You know what? I watched most of that game because I wanted that
did.
kid. I wanted that kid to win it. That was
He was
what was his
spilling
back
his guts.
his backstory. He was
The
like on
XFL
his
player?
couch. He was a backup in the XFL.
it's
But he
just
did play for Carolina, I think, a game or two. He had 126 career snaps in the NFL.
he seemed like
And
a
he,
small dude too.
yeah. But did you see him? He laid out for that rushing touchdown. He
That
laid
touchdown was
out.
crazy.
That
He was
kid.
full parallel to the ground.
One thing I will say is that kid showed enough guts and heart to become a. I mean, he could be. I don't. I mean, I'm jumping the gun here, but he could be a starter in this league for a team that's looking
I mean,
for a bottom tier team.
I think he could be. I think he could be a solid. Like I think he could get his paycheck as a solid backup.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I think he could get a good paycheck somewhere for as a backup. As a starter, I mean, I think somebody's got to be pretty desperate, but it's not. I wouldn't
I
rule
mean,
it
the
out.
kid, he definitely played himself into some money next year.
I think so. I think he's played himself into some money. I think he looks good as a backup for someone. And honestly, the Washington football team has a lot of questions at QB.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. I
they
mean,
might
he's not
be.
going to stick around if Alex Smith is going to be there, obviously. But why didn't Alex Smith play? I forgot.
Well, he has a strained calf, right? He got like hurt, and they like he was yeah
I don't remember.
he was hurt.
I don't remember. Ravens 20, Titans 13. Craziest part of this, Derrick Henry held to 40 yards on 18 touches. And he got mad. On the sidelines, he was mad.
I mean, he you could tell he was fucking frustrated.
I tell you what though, the Ravens have
thing-
a great running back over there.
They wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He's a running back that throws the ball sometimes.
I mean,
he ran for like 160, not 160. He ran for a lot of yards.
I mean, my favorite, this comes from the ringer.com. They fuck. I'm quoting the ringer.com about a tweet at surrender index 90. So this is the surrender index is like when a team does something that's like basically giving up. Oh no, shit, that's the wrong game. Hold on. Going back. Tennessee decided to punt to Baltimore from the Baltimore 40 on 4th and 2 with 10 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the fourth while losing 13-17.
Yeah.
With the surrender, listen, I like these pseudo stats. Listen to this. With a surrender index of 138.87, this punt ranks at the 100th percentile of cowardly punts of the 2020 season and the 99.92 percentile of all punts since 2009.
It was bad.
That shit, I didn't get that, man. It's like 4th and 2.
2 yards. You're the Titans. You have Derrick Henry.
I mean, honestly, your quarterback's not bad in oh shit! No, I dropped his name. I had it and then I dropped it.
Tannehill.
Yeah, in Tannehill. I mean, 4th and 2 on the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Like if your whole game is like I trust my defense so much, I'd rather punt, then fucking go for it and let your defense stand at the 40-yard line.
Yes, exactly. Silly.
Makes no sense. Anyway.
Saints did what they should have. They took care of the Bears 21-9. No surprises there.
Yeah. And they looked good. I mean,
they looked like the Saints.
Yeah. Kamara was healthy. Breeze he's obviously been healthy now for a while, but
Michael Thomas is back.
Michael Thomas is back. That's right. Taysom Hill had a little bit of
action.
A little bit of action, but got a little
I'm
bit
still salty every time I see him play. Still salty every time I see him play because we said, you know what? Because we had him on our practice squad. We had 2 or 3 quarterbacks we were trying out that year. No, thank you. We'd like Tim Boyle or whoever we stayed with that time. I'm stupid. Honestly, I like Tim Boyle, but
they can keep Taysom Hill. Aaron Rodgers is way more mobile than Drew Brees.
Yeah, but still, the guy can do everything.
Aaron Rodgers can. I know. I agree.
So can Taysom Hill. He's a great athlete.
He's not a very good thrower.
The thing I'm not huge about is taking and subbing quarterbacks in and out and in and out and in and out like that. But he's still good.
He's good, but he's not. I don't think we needed him.
And for the surprise of the weekend, this shit was absolutely ridiculous. I texted my buddy who's a Browns fan, and he said, "I'm shitting my pants right now." The Browns beat the hell out of the Steelers 48-37. It looks way closer than it started out. It started out with the Browns setting an NFL record 28 points in the first quarter, most points scored in the first quarter of a playoff game. You know how the game started? I watched this game. I watched this game from the beginning. You know how it started? I mean, of course you do.
Yeah.
Ball gets snapped, I don't know, 26 feet over Ben Roethlisberger's head into the end zone. He almost grabs it, but doesn't. Browns recover, touchdown. 4 seconds off the clock, touchdown Browns.
They accidentally found one of Tom Brady's helium footballs. Just woo!
Then fine, Steelers get the ball back. Guess what happens? Big Ben, interception.
I mean, that would be reported at least 3 more times that night. Big Ben
picked off 4 times.
So many times.
Now, I will say the Browns, okay, what was weird to me, and I didn't understand this, the Browns go up 28-0, right? They go to like prevent defense quarter 2.
Yeah.
They start running the ball if they're going to run the clock out. Quarter 2.
45 minutes of play left.
And I was like, game. What the fuck are they doing? They almost let the Steelers come back too.
It was ridiculous.
Roethlisberger threw the ball attempted 68 passes. That has to be a record, doesn't it?
It was a record, and it was including all playoff and regular season game all time.
What was the record before?
I don't know, but 68 is absurd. It was 47 completions too, which is also huge. He had over 500 yards.
And they still lost.
He got the L. They showed him after the game sitting on the cry lines. I meant to say sidelines.
On the cry lines.
But he was crying out there.
I texted you and I asked you this. I said, is it time for Big Ben to retire?
Look, I'll tell you exactly what I said yesterday. Last year was his year to retire.
He was hurt all last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is his version of an Aaron Rodgers fuck you comeback tour.
I mean, honestly, though, those first games they went 11-0. They played nobody.
Check it out. Where's my telephone?
They played like the weakest. They played the weakest.
I had this pulled up a second ago. You keep talking. I had this pulled up a second ago because I was going to text it to you and I forgot.
They went 11-0 against a bunch of cupcakes, then the only team they beat in those last 5 games was the Colts, which was a quality win. I'll give you that. But they lost to the Washington football team and the Bengals.
Hold on. This is the Fraud Steelers season recap. Starting first game, beat Daniel Jones. Game 2, barely beat the Broncos. Game 3, beat Bill O'Brien. You got fired.
Yeah.
4th game, beat Carson Wentz. 5th game, beat the Browns without Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
6th game against the Titans, got bailed out by the refs. 7th game, barely beat the Ravens. 8th game, barely beat the Cowboys' 4th-string quarterback.
Yeah.
Then they beat the 2-win Bengals. Then they beat Jake Luton from the Jags, who. Then they barely beat the Ravens' practice squad and 3rd-string quarterback. Lost to a team with no name. Lost to their first real opponent in the Bills. Lost to Ryan Finley by double digits from the Bengals. Barely beat the Colts with help from the refs.
With a fucking miracle comeback.
Lost to the Browns, and then lost to a team that didn't practice all week or have a head coach. Because Kyle Stefanski was on the COVID list. He was watching the game, the regular-ass broadcast like you and I,
because he wasn't even
from his basement. He wasn't even allowed.
He wasn't even allowed to communicate with them.
No.
He couldn't be on the phone. He's not texting.
He's
nothing.
Watching on his damn couch.
What you get.
That shit was fucking wild.
That shit was nuts.
That
was nuts.
Now, again, so getting back to our picks here, you picked them all, 100% right. Looking back here, and I question this, I picked the Seahawks over the Rams, and I don't know why. I could have sworn I picked the Rams. I ended up 3-3 for playoffs.
I don't know why. I mean, that game was a coin flip. Of this, the 2 that I thought were coin flips were the Seahawks, Rams, and
Titans, Ravens.
And the Titans, Ravens. No, I thought the Flock was going to get that one. And actually, it was the Browns, Steelers is the one that I thought was going to be a coin flip.
No, I knew the Browns were going to do that. So all that to be said, the upcoming divisional round here, the Packers take on the Rams at Lambeau Field.
Wait, we're doing this right now? I thought this is.
I was just gonna give it. You know what? Fine. Nah, fine. Listen. You have to listen in. This is the hook. This is what's gonna keep you in. If you want to find out who's playing next weekend, you can either look on Google or you can listen to the show tomorrow or the next day or whatever it is. Anyways,
Closing.
no. Cool thing they did here in the Bears Saints game. They had the game on Nickelodeon.
Yep.
And now I didn't watch it on Nickelodeon, but I heard this shit was awesome.
It looked lit, Doug. I'm telling you right now, they had like Blockman replays.
Mhm.
They had slime celebrations for touchdowns where they shot slime
Mhm.
cannons into the end zone. They had Nate Burleson as the analyst.
They had
I'm a big
someone
fan
was kicking someone of what?
I just said that they had Nate
what?
Burleson as the analyst, which I'm a big fan of.
Never forget Nate Burleson wrecked his car and like broke his arm because he had a pizza and the pizza slid off the front seat and he was trying to save the pizza and he broke his fucking arm.
That's not funny, Van. Pizza
It's
is
totally
serious.
funny. But so another cool thing, like they had the field goal post, someone was kicking, and they put SpongeBob between the field goal posts. And look at this.
I didn't see that one.
They had this side by side dynamic duos. Drew Brees and Taysom Hill, the other side, and it says leaders on the Saints offense. The other side says SpongeBob and Patrick, BFFs from Bikini Bottom. And you know what's funny too is someone said, "Tell me why the Nickelodeon score bug, the thing at the bottom there, is easier to read than most of the regular networks."
I hate those things. I hate those things so much. Those little score tickers.
Somebody says, "Fuck it, do it every week." And I totally agree.
I'm down with it. I wish I
They
could
got a picture of somebody warming up. Drew Brees is warming up. He's got Sandy Cheeks globe on his head.
It's so fun.
I'm all for it, man. And the kids, like, it's great for kids like that are, younger kids who are trying to understand, and that way dads can still watch the game and not get mad. And and then there was a good one too, right? Shit on Mitch Trubisky as much as you want, right? But he is the only player in the entire world that can say he is an MVP winner.
Now, this was strictly decided through online votes, which most people suspect now turned into just trolling. Just trolling. No kids, because kids don't get online and vote on NFL players as much as adult trolls.
Mitch Trubisky's mom and dad probably was voting for him.
So he gets the MVP. The teen analyst on the side that's going to present that is talking about it calls him, can't say his first name first, and then he goes, "Yes, Mitch Trubisky is."
He says MVP. Mick Trubisky.
I was like,
she was awesome.
It's so funny. But he does close out that touchdown to Jimmy Graham in the inconsequential touchdown.
That shit was actually a really good catch.
It was a really good. The one arm alley-oop catch.
Super good catch.
Then he ran straight off the field. It was tight.
He did. That was kind of funny. I'm going to leave everybody with this little tidbit. There have been 107 billion people to walk the earth over the course of time.
I like this one.
Derrick Henry is the only one ever to have rushed for 2,000 yards in a high school season, a college season, and an NFL season. Just him. We'll see you guys next time.